planes, killing babies, innocent people. I think you're insane. Chaos and destruction is the name of your game. Somebody's got to stop you before the whole world goes up in flames. So he told me to tell you, I'll fight
for my brothers. We can go to war. Fighting for my father, I will give my life for. I feel so alone in this white man's world. Whip it in the kitchen, watch that white turn pearl. Standing on the corner, standing on my phone, standing with my gangsters, but I'm standing on my own. If you got to be his own, split you like you need alone. Sacrifice my life, understanding each his own. Toast to the keys of success. Bel Air rose on my breath. I've been a student since '03, and we can fight till we see peace.
I fight like that. 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 I fight like that.
Let me holler at you for a minute, give you game. Real scrappy, love the bottom, Buddha bang. Trigger happy, and everybody in the game. You shot your family and didn't even know it, man. Same rules, same code, with a different slang. Struck him out, now they took him out the picture frame. Mama, don't cry, we gon' get by. 2 weeks later, got killed in a drive-by. Why must we fight amongst each other? Reach one, each one, teach one, my brother. I teach them how to fight on the grass and in the class. Snoop Dogg, all stars, yes sir, they coming fast. D1, football, we won. Now I'm proud of my son, Lil Snoop, yes sir, cause he won. Right on, SC, fight on. We 100, keep it coming, dip, slip, slide on, light on.
I fight like that. 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 I fight like that.
Watching the warriors, the story of the rebels. You from the ghetto, then you know never to settle. I'm shooting common on the streets, I'm a pharaoh. Battling in African-American apparel. Fists on a t-shirt, youngins doing street work. Grinding till they teeth hurt, that's because they need work. Working till the feet hurt, trying to get my soul right. Used to be on old bikes, serving them that cold white. Wars in the winters, the block is hot in summers. Today's mathematics, we know it's strength in numbers. To the bosses and the runners, the hustlers and the stunners. We fight for the hundreds, we fight for the oneness.
He fights with the heat. He fights with the sleet. He said, I am who I am. I can't be beat. Nobody has won a war against me. I fight like that. 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 I fight.
Hello, this is Dr. Greg Gary, April 29th in the year 2020. The title of today's presentation is The Gold Standard Retirement Strategy. First off, I want to tell you that I am not a financial planner, and I am attempting to represent the company called Karatbars in the best manner I can. This is a very, very exciting presentation, probably the most exciting presentation that I've ever done. Well, let's get started. Here's the purpose, here's the thesis of this important presentation. Karatbars has established a way to protect your wealth by converting devaluing paper currency into physical and digital gold assets in this time of crisis and beyond, and to have those assets generate an income without having to sell those assets. Let me go on to explain how that's going to happen. So, what are we doing? We are helping people convert their fiat non-gold backed currency and their cryptocurrency into something called cash gold. That is a chip of gold embedded in that bill, and we have cards as well. Real gold, 999.9 currency grade LBMA gold. Okay? Now, what do you do with that gold? Well, you can have it sent to your home. And why do we encourage people to do that? Because over history, whenever there were crises, those who owned gold got themselves either out of a mess or even prospered greatly because they had it. And people ask, what do I do with that gold? Well, you're going to be able to barter with it. Barter simply means trade, and we already have people using Karatbar's gold for trading. If you want to liquidate it back into the fiat paper currency system, you can go to your local gold shop, or you can use the Karatbar system, or you can go online. It is easy to sell. So that's one track for your gold. Here's a second track, and this is an incredible opportunity. You can convert that cash gold into something called the UNV stable coin. Now, that is a cryptocurrency. For those of you who do not understand crypto yet, that's okay. Let me explain it like this. In the days of old, because money and gold and silver have always been money, by the way, for hundreds and hundreds of years, okay? In the days of old, when people started collecting too much gold or silver, they would go to the bank. The bank would give them a note, stamp it, sign it, and you would go around trading in notes. And the last person to have the note, who decided that they wanted to go back and get the real money, the real wealth, they would simply go to the bank and exchange the note for the gold. And that's how money was supposed to work. In fact, it worked that way up until 1971. 1971, Mr. Nixon said, we're going to temporarily suspend the gold backing of the dollar. It never ended up being temporary. It's been permanent since 1971. Now, the US dollar, being the reserve currency of the world, meant that all the other currencies were connected to that. So in essence, on that announcement, upon that announcement, the whole world went into a non-gold-backed currency system, a paper currency system. And the problem with that is that governments are printing money. They're out of control. USA, European Union, China, and on it goes. So it is important for people to get into gold. Now, I said as of the days of old, here we are again. So what are we doing? You are converting your real gold into a gold crypto, something in the crypto world is called a stable coin. And that is the great news. So instead of the notes representing the wealth, you've got a digital currency or a digital asset. And we're going to be putting gold into a vault, and you're going to have the ability to earn an income off of the gold in your vault. That's right. You're going to be able to earn an income off of the gold, off of those UNVs. And we are in a time of history where those who are first to get to this coin are going to benefit for the rest of their lives, and it's also willable. And this is how we create generational wealth. This is what the rich have done for generations, and now we, the people, can do it. And it doesn't matter how little or how much you have in that vault, you can benefit from it. You can then take that and reinvest it, or you can liquidate it and get it back into the fiat currency system, if you like, on what we have called a debit card. Isn't that incredible? Just digest that for a minute. Here's a third way you can go. You can convert it into a KBC cryptocurrency utility coin. And that coin is used in the entire ecosystem that's been developed. We have a gold mine, we have a bank, we have our own blockchain, We have a K merchant system that can receive both crypto and gold. And the gas or the coin that's used to run this whole system is called the KBC coin. Now, for those of you who may have been harmed in this current financial crisis and lost a part of your portfolio, perhaps this can be a way that you can retrieve those lost assets. You see, in the world of stocks, if you get a 10%, 20%, 30%, 50% gain in a year, that's pretty great. But in the world of crypto, we talk about hundreds of percents of increase. Now look, I don't have a crystal ball, but our KBC coin has already gone to 15 cents. Forbes magazine calls it the top 10 coins to watch for in 2020. Why? Because we're a 10-year established company that has never missed a gold shipment, that has always kept its promises. And so there's a strong belief in the industry that this KBC coin is going to rise significantly. So watch for your own Bitcoin story in this entity. So what can you do? You can also take, for those of you who already have KBC coins, you can take those coins and convert them into the UNV stable coin. That is a great opportunity for those of you who currently have the KBC coins. Or you can take some of your KBC coins and once again, you can liquidate it. So now I'm going to show you why it's the KBC coin is going to do very well in the days to come. Now, for those of you who own stocks, you go to the stock market and you're able to look at all the stocks available on the board. There's just hundreds and thousands of them. Well, in the world of crypto, you can do the same thing. So you can go to something called coinmarketcap.com, and there you will see all the cryptos of the world listed. You'll see their volume, you'll see their market cap, and you'll see their name as per the picture in this slide. Okay, now let's back that up just one minute here. So look at Bitcoin. Now, if you don't know about cryptocurrency yet, that's okay. You can get educated. I knew nothing 3 years ago. So Bitcoin has Bitcoin is like the US dollar of cryptos, okay? It's the biggest and the largest coin out there. So look at the trading volume, okay? So 32 billion US dollars were traded in Bitcoin. That's in a 24-hour period, okay? Now that's pretty small on the PowerPoint here. I'll just make it bigger, okay? Now, cryptocurrencies are very volatile. You can make huge gains, but you can also get huge losses. So a category of coin called the stable coin was developed. And the most popular one is called the USDT, or the Tether. And what people do is they park their cryptocurrencies when they're not trading into a stable coin. And that way they are protected from volatility. Well, let's look at what the US Tether did in volume on this particular day. Now, this was about 5 days ago, okay? $44 billion. $44 billion went in and out of Tether in a 24-hour period. So what's happening? People, Bitcoin is in this format here is the symbol for all cryptos, okay? So cryptos, they went into the Tether and they went back out into another cryptocurrency in the trading platform, okay? Now, 45 billion, and we're going to use a conservative service fee, okay? A trading fee of 0.25%. That's 0.0025 multiplier. And that comes out to $112 million in service fees in a 24-hour period. Now, how about multiplying that by 365? You do the math, okay? Now, let's look at the possibility, because it's not out yet, it's coming out in June, the possibility of the UNV stable coin, okay? Now let's do our own insertion here of the UNV. And for a ton of gold, there's going to be 10 million coins because they represent 1/10 of a gram each. All right. So there's the UNV, stable coin. So how is it going to work? The cryptocurrencies are going to go into the stable coin, the UNV stable coin, and they're going to be trading in and out. So let's say out of that $45 billion, we just took, Karatbars just took a mere 1% of it. Okay? Now, by the way, question. It's called a stable coin. You answer the question yourself. Is the US dollar stable, and will it be stable in the days to come? Second question. Is gold stable, and will it be stable in the days to come? Study Mike Maloney and others. You'll find out the answer is yes. In fact, you're going to see it go up. Okay, now let's do the multiplier on that $450 million. Ready? Times 0.25%, 0.0025, and you get $1,125,000 worth of, oh, I didn't tell you. What are we trading with? What does it cost to trade in the UNV stable coin? It costs KBC coins. So over $1 million worth of KBC fees in a single 24-hour period. So you know about supply and demand. What do you think is going to happen to the value of that KBC coin? Think about that. On top of this, now this is the powerhouse right now, but on top of this, our technical products, our voice over blockchain K1 phone and our WIM computer are going to run. The fees for that are going to be KBCs. Our K merchant platform, where you'll be able to use our whole system with companies and businesses around the world, that too runs on KBCs. Again, I ask, what do you think is going to happen to KBC? Well, the thesis of this presentation was Karatbars has established a way to protect your wealth by converting devaluing paper currency into physical and digital gold assets in this time of crisis and beyond, and to have those assets generate an income. Yes, generate an income without having to sell those assets. So can you now see how Karatbars has created a gold standard retirement strategy? This truly can be your golden path to freedom. Please get back to the person who sent you this information and get your questions answered. This has been Dr. Greg Gary. God bless you.
That absolutely was Dr. Greg Gary. Ready for Evolution. Welcome everyone to the live stream of our program, Classes in Session. I'm your brother and friend, Brother Eric Ture Muhammad. And what we're sharing with you today is nothing less than phenomenal. And you'll learn more about it as the presentation goes. We're going to look into our subject matter today, which is to be of the miracle minded. To be of the miracle minded. It's a simple shift in how we can make the difference in what happens next in our realities, in our worlds. So I want to thank you all for allowing me the opportunity to come before you. I also want to thank you for your patience with these streams and the platforms earlier today. We've gone through a few crashes, and so we had to learn how to mitigate it. Some of you witnessed it last night on Gold Rocks, where you saw our fast track training and the storms and the winds and all those nuances that you have no control over take over. And in those instances, you just adapt. And so this is the power of understanding the miracle minded. Okay, to be of the miracle minded. So today we're going to explore a couple of things, and I'm going to move quickly into the discussion. The first thing we want to look at is thought. We want to look at thought. You know, the way to change the nature of our, let me go back. Okay. The way to change our experiences is to change the nature of our thoughts. How we think generates an infinite number of possibilities. And if you understand the thought and the process of thought, thought is truly the miracle factor. Why? Because it possesses the power to grow or stifle miraculous breakthroughs. The thought process has the ability to do that. You have your own liberator in your being. You were created with it. The universe bows to it when you exercise the will. So the power to grow or stifle miraculous breakthroughs lie within each individual. We just have to know what we have, the power we possess, and how to tap into it. You know, it's the bedrock of free will. Thought is. You can think whatever you want to think. You cannot, however, make the true what is untrue. Now, I want you to rest on that just a little bit. Your free will, your ability to power up, your ability to decide whether to go right or left, to say yes or no. You know, your ability to do that, those are blessed upon us by the Creator as being created in the image and likeness of the Creator. He gives us that freedom to fully operate as God's children, right? Children of the Most High God, right? Okay, so with that being said, there's several checkmates against self-destruction that the universe has incorporated. And one of those checkmates has to do with the universe itself and understanding the laws of the universe. The universe is set up to work on your behalf, on our behalf. It is a living, breathing reflection of love for all living things. The universe is miraculous in and of itself because it allows everything to transpire. It permits everything to transpire with the exception of that which violates its own law of being immoral or unethical. You have a permissive will and you have an active will. And your thoughts are what generate which one takes hold in you in that moment. So to understand the miracle mind, to be miracle minded is both enlightenment as well as alignment. Every experience begins with a thought, and our experiences change when we change thought. So what are the contributing factors? Well, what you need to understand, nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Let's look at it this way. In the aspects of our day-to-day activity, those things that you have zero control over, let it go. Let it go. You'll be healthier for it. You don't have to worry over it. You don't have to lose sleep or pull hair out, because if it's totally out of your control, that is something that's not willed into your cipher as your role in the universe. So when it's out of your control, let it go. Yeah, you can take a note if you want to. You can take a mental note of it, but you let it go. You concentrate, you put zero energy behind what you have no control over. But you can put 100% energy behind what you can. And so these are things that we learn to overcome when we control the narrative, where we define who we are, when we know whose we are. So I want to explore another possibility with you, understanding with you, known as ego and fear. How they are defined, how they work in concert, and then how they work against each other. You know, Jim Rohn, fearless networker, entrepreneur, strategist, brilliant mind. He gave a definition that he keyed, it was coined as being his in relation to fear. Fear he described as the acronym, false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. And we look at fear in that way, then we're more willing to challenge the anxiety that comes behind it, because it speaks to the possibility of it being an illusion. Ego is a person's self-esteem or self-importance. Everyone has one. The universe has one built in. Everything has an ego. Why? Because its purpose, the purpose of the life force has to be understood. And so it has to be understood. So ego is a healthy ingredient, a healthy muscle that belongs to the creator. Okay. However, fear is also real. I'm talking about the true definition of fear. Fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or a threat. That's real. And if you encounter someone who is afraid or made to be in pure, genuine fear, then you'll find a whole nother level of activity expressed out of them. If you are a threat to their life, they will fight for their life, because fear kicks in the natural next step to preserve that which the universe gave you the right to have, which is self-preservation. So it kicks right on in to defend you, to defend itself. Imagine yourself in a car. You're driving and you yield for your stop sign. And as you proceed, the vehicle coming from the left or the right does not yield, does not recognize the traffic nor the stop sign, and goes right through it, just blows right through it. In that split second, you see your entire life flash before you, and you do everything you can you'll cut a wheel, you'll hit the brakes, you'll dive off into a ditch, whatever it is. The fear took over and took priority as to what needed to happen next, what needs to happen next in order to preserve your well-being, your physical well-being. It felt threatened. Okay. Now that car is long gone, didn't even look back, just kept going. You might be shaking your fist at it from inside your car. You might be saying, "Oh my God, thank you. God is the greatest. Dear Lord, thank you so much." You might be trying to get over everything that came along with it. You might have some anxiety buildup that comes as a result of it. But now what happens? That's real fear. But when the moment is past, the fear takes on another life. And that's one of ego-driven fear. This is where the moment that was is joined by the endless possibilities. What could have been if X, Y, and Z did not happen. It takes on a whole nother story. And that becomes ego-driven fear. And that is not the same thing. Okay? That's where false evidence appearing real appears. It appears in the psychological, the ego-driven fear. When fear ceases to be real and becomes psychological, you'll create a story behind it. You'll be straight upset. Yeah, imagine this. Everybody's watching a fight. Could be 10 people in the line watching a fight. And I can guarantee you that the 10 people, each one will not see it the same way. The outcome may be the same, but they saw a left hook instead of a right cross. They saw the uppercut, or they saw the knees buckle, or they saw someone run out of wind or run out of gas in the fight. Okay? But everyone will have a variance to the actual story, because the story takes on life. And that's what happens with ego-driven fear. The story takes over the fact. It takes over what actually happened. So ego-driven fear is the false evidence appearing real. False meaning the approach or the outlook on it has been psychologically embellished. Evidence, yes, something did happen. Okay. It appears to be whatever you give it rhythm to, whatever picture you're trying to paint. It's your story, and it's the real, because as long as people are allowed to live in their perception is always real. All right. How do you combat this? How do you break this up? See, because if you allow ego-driven fear to take hold and remain there, it creates other emotions. It can create anger. It can create resentment. It can create negativity. And you do not want that in your power of thought, because it derails the process. Look. The simple shift in how we think can make the difference in what happens next. How we think, family, can make all the difference in what happens, because how we think releases an infinite number of possibilities that could not have occurred had we believed that they were possible. Hope you understand that. Such is the power of our thoughts to attract as well as deflect the miracle. The breakthrough can either come or not, depending upon what you allow to impede the progress of thought that you are naturally given. Free will means that you can think whatever you want to think. Okay? You can. The universe does care about you, though. So this is why you cannot make the true untrue. Because what they put in place is the delineation between ego and ego-driven fear. Ego is a natural, necessary muscle to exercise, spiritual muscle, to exercise the will of the Creator for his creatures. But the ego-driven fear is when we don't want to get out of our own way. So what are some of the cures, the remedies? How do we overcome ego-driven fear? We have to know the difference, number one, between the fear and ego-driven fear. I think we drove that point home pretty well. But also understand that fear has a twin. Ego-driven fear has a recognized twin. That's worry. That's doubt. That's ridicule. That's mockery. That's castigation. That's condemnation. You know, that's threat. That's I can't do, won't do. No, I'm okay. I'm good. All those things come through the ego-driven fear, because if we don't learn to delineate and operate outside of that, then it overcomes us, it consumes us, and we cannot psychologically get past it. That's why so many of us can't see the freedom that we're in right now. We don't see the opportunity of being home. We don't see the opportunity of being sheltered in place. We don't see the opportunity in social distancing. We don't see the opportunity in the job loss. But it's there. How do we see it? Well, number one, kill that mental noise that typically comes with the word my. Many of us are wealth builders. Many of us in the world of networking, and networking gives you not marginal success. Networking can yield tremendous success financially. It can render tremendous success relationship-wise. It gives you a family that the world that thinks outside of of networking, that thinks as the dream crushers or non-dreamers think. It gives you an entire family that you can relate to. I want you to, when you get the opportunity, I want you to get the beautiful and powerful book of John C. Maxwell. That book helps to explain and helps us to understand, excuse me, I'm dropping stuff here. I get so excited. Every time I get to talking about books and reading material, I get wide open. So John Maxwell's book, The Power of Five in Networking, or for networkers. This is a tremendous treatise. And I done jacked up my little hard drive here. There we go. If that's not in place, the system will go kaput. So, The Power of Five, okay, one of my children might have it, by John C. Maxwell. What it does, it offers an understanding. Now, he's not a networker, but it offers an understanding as to why networking is such a powerful, magnificent tool. You never see as much love, he says, as you see in the networking industry. Why? Well, first of all, because it offers freedom. It offers time freedom. It offers location freedom. It offers financial freedom. Do you know that networking itself is the country's largest grossing industry and has been for a mighty long time? It far outstrips. Let's forget the pandemic. Let's look at a year ago. In the height of all the sports and entertainment and movies and the ability to express and go out and enjoy yourself, all the frivolity, all those industries combined, sports, entertainment, music, theater, or movies, plays. You combine all those together and they don't outstrip what networking as an industry earned on an annual basis. $200 billion is earned annually in networking. Why doesn't society want you to know that? Why aren't you taught and have a degree in networking? Oh, you may have one where it comes down to technical platforms or technology, networking in that way, artificial intelligence and the APIs and all that good stuff. But I'm talking about, why will they not allow you to learn a program or a discipline that encourages freedom, free will, free thought? Because it destroys what their system and their society was designed for. It was designed to enrich themselves, and it was designed to use you, the human being, as residual income. So when you kill my in networking, then it allows you to fully embrace and enjoy the pleasures of it. Because in networking, you enjoy financial, location, and time freedom when you work it. And it creates a whole nother family for you that thinks and has embraced the same. And the love level is intense, and Mr. Maxwell cites that. So when you kill off the my in networking, you are on the right road to being successful, because it's not about my organization, my team, my efforts, my presentation, my this, my that. Why can't it be that? Because it didn't start with you. It just didn't start with you. I'm gonna share a couple more notes here, and then we're gonna move on to the other slide. The universe, I talk about it a lot, but it is set up to work on your behalf, and the universe is capable of bringing miraculous transformation from brokenness or lack, because the universe was created in abundance. There's no lack in it, there's no want in it, and there should not be in the life of the living creature. But someone was allowed to manipulate how life should be handled on his planet, on our planet. Do you know there are whole populations that the wickedly wise are sciencing up on how to cull, to mic down, so they can reap greater benefit of the resources of the world or of that particular landmass? There's a slew of people who have grown through the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and here we now in a whole new century. And they now understand that those people cannot afford to be around to teach those coming up the new way of thinking, the reality of what all that they faced, the goal setting that they could have, the dreaming that they can do. There are people that are in place in the attempt to cull all of that right out of existence. Look, the way to change the nature of our experiences is to change the nature of our thoughts. So again, how we think generates an infinite number of possibilities. Thought is the miracle factor. It possesses the power to grow or stifle miraculous breakthroughs. It is the bedrock of free will. You can think whatever you want to think, but you cannot make the true what is untrue. And to be miracle minded is both enlightenment and alignment. So you need a vehicle by which you're made to be educated, inspired, in sync. And every experience then, as it begins with a thought, our experiences change when our thoughts change. This is how we get in sync. This is how we stay in sync. We stay what's known as plugged in. The way we do it is we get on those calls and stay within the community of like-minded people. But not only like-minded people, but people who possess a science that is absolutely duplicatable, that allows you to be the best you that you can be, and not the role that others want you to play. So the power calls that we have in Wealth Builders Worldwide, they inspire, they educate, they motivate, they stimulate, and they run every Monday through Saturday, 10:45 a.m. Eastern. We have our daily presentations 7 days a week at 12 noon and 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday on goldrocks.info, and on Sunday we return at 9 p.m. That card there that says get the support you need shows you a plethora of 7-day-a-week operational trainings that work while we're asleep, just like you'll make money while you sleep when you follow the guide and the guidance of those great people. So you stay plugged in, you get connected, you get engaged, you change the thought process, you change the thought experience. You see, to be miracle-minded allows you to embrace spiritual principles that pave the way to material abundance. That's why in the previous week, we dealt with the laws of abundance, right? The 4 spiritual laws of abundance. Go through our YouTube channel and make sure that you look at, well, first of all, please subscribe. That's the only charge that I put on you. Please subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share the channel. Leave comments on how it could be better, because on this channel, which bears my name, Eric Ture Muhammad, there's a plethora of trainings, unique programmings, and announcements that you'll see there that you may see in a glance on a timeline, whether it be Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or LinkedIn. But timelines, they expire, they keep moving, right? And with the billions of people on those networks, it doesn't allow you to always remember what to go back to or who to get to. But a channel allows you to categorize. You can look at whatever you see, you can save it as a favorite. You can look at it, you can always go back to it. You can take the link, you can share it with someone else on your team or share it with people that you think can benefit from it. And this is why the channel is so necessary, because you can find exactly what you want with something as simple as a search. So subscribe to Eric Ture Muhammad, like the programming, share it with others. That's the only charge I have, because theory alone does not change our lives. It really can't. I always paraphrase this comment from Mr. Best. I want to learn it in its exact, but basically the comment states that experience trumps a theory any day, because the difference between believing, assuming, and knowing is the knowing. The knowing is the ultimate difference. Okay, but theory does have its place. Theory alone does not change our lives, but theory activated by mental shifts and behavioral follow-up becomes nothing short of miracle help. You see, so follow-up is not only needed when you talk to a prospect. Follow-up is not only needed when you are looking to get that date. Follow-up is not only needed when you are encountering something outside of yourself. Follow-up is the declaration you make to yourself to do a thing and then getting back to yourself to make sure it's done. So it requires organization. Okay, another announcement. This Thursday, Karatbars International has announced a recommended live stream from Robert Kiyosaki. We have a private link to it, an exclusive link to it that we can share with our guests and prospects. This is probably a once in a lifetime opportunity where you can drive entire nations to wealth building in the way that we do it in the Karatbars International. So this live stream from Mr. Kiyosaki is entitled Protect and Increase Your Wealth in Uncertain Times. And what he makes clear there is that it's uncertain for others, but it's great for most when you know how to protect and increase your wealth. All right. So make sure this Thursday, May 21st, 2020 at 2 p.m. Eastern from the United States. Okay. So share that with everyone. Stay plugged in so you can get the link if you don't already have the link. And then you invite your guests, invite them. You personally invite them. You know, hey, if I was to forward a link to you to hear an outstanding presentation on how you can protect and increase your wealth in these times, would you be interested? Great. It's Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. I'm gonna send it to you. You'll be my guest. Don't be late. And then follow up with them if you can. This man is so well known and the magnitude of him is so widespread that you'll find yourself both blasting everywhere. But those people you know, those people that you want to understand the opportunity, those people who might have been sitting on the fence, this is the opportunity to get them to fall off defense and fall into the right way, into the new norm, because this is probably one of, if not the most respected being on the planet for his ability to come up from under. He went from rich dad, poor dad, to the cash flow quadrant, to fake, not him being fake, but his book exposing the fake, to who stole your pension and your retirement. He's going to show you, he's been building gold since, acquiring gold since 1972. He describes gold as God's money. He describes it, as it was taught to him, as the tears of God. We happen to believe it to be true. So Mr. Kiyosaki will be live. You need to drive everybody there that you can. As Mr. Best would say, 98.6 and breathing. Make sure that that happens for you. And lastly, but not least, this is the announcement of the launch date for our 90-day run to wealth. We introduced this a couple of days ago, showing you that we intend to show you how to set up for success, work from a budget, invest in your future, and amass the wealth through the simple process of paying yourself first and being able to track your progress. So we encourage you to join on, and many of you have, and we appreciate that. But if you have not done so, okay, to be a part of this self-tracking system that allows you to see your wealth and grow it significantly, create the cash flow, create the stability in your home that you know can happen. Well, if you have not done so yet, this is what you need to do. Send a text to 404-246-5708. Send a text to 404-246-5708. Inside that text, you will include your full name and email address with the message 90. And from that point, the staff will forward out all the details to you. You'll receive tracking sheets. You'll receive information you can download and look at as a syllabus or study guide. And then we'll get busy on Tuesday, May 26th, which will announce a time and a way by which you can go back to the information over and over. But share with everybody who wants to know more about how they can build upon what they already have. We shared in previous weeks leading up to it, to how we want to approach this module, and we're very excited about it. And all you have to do to join the 90-day run to wealth is text 404-246-5708. Please include your full name and email address with the message 90, so we'll know which platform to put you on. And again, it begins May 26th. That's this coming Tuesday. I'm sorry, is that this Tuesday? I might have that wrong. Let me look at that again. Mr. Kiyosaki is the 21st. That's Thursday, so it can't be this coming Tuesday. Hold on. It's after Mr. Kiyosaki. It's the following, a week from Tuesday. Okay, a week, that gives you plenty of time to go ahead and get your text in and register, but don't slip and fall. Don't put the information down and forget to do it, and be on the back end trying to play catch up. Look, do it now. You have the opportunity. You have your phone, 404-246-5708. Just text your full name and email address with the message 90 and join our run to 90-day run to wealth. Pay yourself first. I think we can do it, family. I think it's accomplishable. I want to thank you for the opportunity to share with you today. I want to thank you for the love that you've shown me over the last year and a half. Our 2-year anniversary in Wealth Builders Worldwide, Caraballs International, will be September 29th. So we're just getting started. We're babies in the business, but we're having and yielding amazing results. And we're only going to get better. We're only going to get greater, and so will you. So I thank you for the time. We will be back online tomorrow on our Facebook platform, Eric Ture Muhammad Facebook page, 8 a.m. Monday through Saturday. Class is in session. So please, by all means, join us. We hope to have a very hot topic for you and some very exciting news and information. 9 p.m. is the presentation on goldrocks.info. I encourage all of you to go there tonight and see the live presentation and share with others. Congratulations to all those who are adding more and more people to your teams and walking them through the process and possibilities. I have, thanks to Ms. Cece Mahone, I have a video, not video, but a live video three-way call that we'll be operating out of in the future with the creating room platforms on Facebook. And we're going to test it. Some of you I'm going to reach out to, so be ready, Brother Amar, Barry, Ronald Newton, and others, Brother Abdul Rahman. Be ready, because I'm going to conduct a test with us where we can see how to navigate along with Team Audacity and see how we can navigate through utilizing this tool. You know, people get a lot out of us and from us when they can see us and hear us. And I think that the three-way call as a video conference, as Ms. Cece introduced it to me, Cece Mahone, I'm talking about, the half of those two sisters, I really believe it'll accelerate how we do business in the new norm. So peace and power. Thank you for the opportunity to share with you. I look forward to seeing us 9 p.m. tonight. Tomorrow at 12 noon, after the presentation, the power call at 10:45 Eastern, I'll be on directly after that doing a live presentation at 12 noon for all the public. So on Gold Rock. So by all means, invite everybody to every presentation, but if you think there's something special they can get out of what we do, please, by all means, I look forward to addressing them and helping them to see the opportunity in the way that we do. Peace and power forward.